Everyone says this is Sydney's fastest parkrun, so today it is my time to shine. If I can't put together a decent 5k here, maybe I'm just not the elite athlete that I thought I was. By the end of this video, I'll tell you whether Rooty Hill really deserves its reputation as Sydney's ultimate PB course, or whether I'm just a victim to an elaborate prank from the viewers.
Good morning everyone. Today I am at Rooty Hill Parkrun, and if you've spent any time in Sydney's running community, you've probably heard this one mentioned before. Flat, fast, PB friendly. I've lost count of how many times people have mentioned in the comments, if you want a fast time, you have to come to Rooty Hill. So when Amanda mentioned it to me in the comments first last week, I was secretly excited. If this course is as fast as everyone claims, maybe it'll drag me to a respectable time, or maybe I'll just discover that the hills were never the problem. Either way, by the end of this video, we'll know if Rooty Hill really lives up to the hype. Let's go.
Before the run had even started, I got the feeling this wasn't going to be one of those relaxed Saturday jogs. You can usually tell what sort of parkrun you're at about 30 seconds after arriving. Some feel like a social catch-up where everyone just happens to run 5 kilometers first. Others feel like half the field accidentally wandered into a professional athletics event. Rooty Hill definitely leans more towards the second one. Everywhere I look, there's someone doing strides, checking their watch, or looking like they've carefully planned every split before they've hit the starting line. Meanwhile, my warm-up consisted of hitting snooze and wondering whether one banana was enough for breakfast. It definitely has that reputation as a PB course, and you can almost feel it at the start line. One thing I've really started appreciating during this challenge is how every parkrun somehow develops its own personality. Even though they all follow the exact same format, no two have quite felt the same. Rooty Hill is very focused, not unfriendly, not intimidating, just like a place where people come because they genuinely enjoy running, and they enjoy running fast. Standing there waiting for the briefing, knowing this was supposed to be Sydney's fastest parkrun, it was time to see if no training results in a PB. I think we all know the answer to that. There's always a different feel to every parkrun before the briefing starts. Some are loud and buzzing, others are so quiet you can hear everyone's GPS watches beeping at the same time. Rooty Hill sits somewhere in the middle. One thing you notice pretty quickly is the variety. There are runners warming up with drills that make it look like they're about to line up for the Olympics. Others are walking to the start with a coffee still in hand. Parents are getting prams organised. Dogs are pulling their owners towards everything except the start line. And then there's me, wondering if one banana counts as proper race nutrition. Before long, the run director gets everyone together for the briefing. The usual reminders: keep left, thank the volunteers, watch out for other path users. Then everyone starts making their way towards the start line. It's funny how every parkrun does this exactly the same. The quick runners drift towards the front without saying a word, the walkers happily settle at the back, then there's the rest of us, standing somewhere in the middle pretending we definitely belong exactly where we've chosen. So the course, time to find out if everyone has been telling the truth. On paper, Rooty Hill looks exactly what people describe it as. It's an out and back course, it's a simple course, wide paths, straightforward navigation, and very little elevation to worry about. There aren't any nasty surprises waiting halfway through, which means you can settle into your pace almost immediately. Within the first few hundred meters though, one thing becomes pretty obvious. People mean business here. The front of the field disappears almost instantly, and even runners around me seem to have found another gear that I definitely forgot to pack this morning. I made the classic mistake of thinking, I'll just stick with them for a bit. That lasted about a minute. One thing I really like about this course is how easy it is to run. You're not watching every step, you're not waiting for another hill around the corner, you're not trying to work out where the course goes next. You can simply lock into a rhythm and focus on running, which is exactly why so many people come here chasing a PB. If today doesn't go well, I can't blame the course. As the kilometers tick by, the field starts to spread out. The quickest runners are already heading back the other way, and occasional nods are exchanged with runners coming the other way before getting straight back into concentrating on your own pace. One thing that definitely helps is how open the course feels. The surroundings are surprisingly beautiful as well. Lovely trails and a wonderful morning after a week of rain. Once again, the weather gods have blessed me. That luck is bound to end soon. Even though the scenery was gorgeous, that's never really been the draw card here. This course is built for running. No gimmicks, no surprises. If you're brand new to parkrun, I'd have no hesitation recommending Rooty Hill. The navigation is simple, the surface is forgiving. There's enough space that you never feel boxed in, and the flat profile means you're not fighting hills while you're still trying to work out how to pace yourself. If you're a more experienced runner, it's easy to see why this place has earned the reputation it has. Everything is working in your favour, assuming your legs decide to cooperate. One thing I found interesting was the mental side of running a course this flat. On a hilly course, every climb gives you permission to slow down. Here, there is nothing to blame. It's just asking you to keep turning the legs over. By around the 3 kilometre mark, that's easier said than done. Every runner has their own little tricks to get through that stage. Mine is convincing myself once I get to 4 kilometres, I'll suddenly feel much better. It's a complete lie, but somehow I believe it every single time.
If you're looking for a PB, come down to Rooty Hill. This course is seriously fast.
Finally though, the finish funnel comes into view. The volunteers are clapping everyone home. Somehow I managed to find one last burst of energy for what feels like a sprint. To everyone watching though, it probably looked more like a slightly fast shuffle. Crossing the line, I finally had my answer. Does Rooty Hill deserve its reputation as one of Sydney's fastest parkruns? We'll get to that in just a moment. With the running done, everything starts to slow back down. Everyone is catching their breath, checking their watches, comparing times, and pretending they weren't secretly trying to race at Parkrun.
Disclaimer, Parkrun is a community run, not a race. Any aggressive watch stopping, constant Strava refreshing, or emotional damage caused by being overtaken by a double stroller is entirely your own responsibility.
One thing that's become really obvious as I've worked my way around Sydney is just how much these events rely on volunteers. It's easy to take for granted when you come every week, but without volunteers there isn't a parkrun. So as always, I will say thanks to the volunteers who put on fantastic events every Saturday. Another thing I always enjoy is watching the finish funnel after I've recovered. Some people cross the line absolutely spent. Others look like they could happily head out and do another lap. Everyone gets exactly the same applause. That's one of my favourite things about parkrun. Whether you run 16 minutes or 60, everyone finishes the same 5 kilometres. Once everyone had started heading off, I caught up with Sandy and her family, who has been involved with Parkrun for a number of years and is a local at a number of the parkruns across Sydney, including Rooty Hill.
So tell me how long you've all been coming to Rooty Hill Parkrun for?
We've been coming here probably for about, what would you say, maybe 8 years or something, although this isn't our local one.
Okay, what's your local?
Ponds.
Oh, Ponds. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
but we do visit here occasionally, yeah.
Amazing. And what do you think makes this event different from other parkruns in Sydney? What do you think makes this one stand out?
Oh, it's definitely the lack of elevation, I think. It's a very, very simple, flat, fast course. I think most of us have a decent PB here.
Yep.
Yeah, I certainly have, so.
Amazing. And another question is, if you think someone was coming here for the first time, what would you tell them about Rooty Hill?
It's a lovely, friendly environment. Very good to get a PB on. It's a nice, easy course as far as 5Ks go. So, and everyone's welcome.
Amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, did Rooty Hill live up to the hype? If your goal is to simply run your fastest 5 kilometres, I completely understand why so many people keep coming back. As a bonus, the scenery on a lovely morning like today was absolutely wonderful. The layout is straightforward, the surface is consistent, there's nothing technical demanding your attention. You can simply settle into your pace and keep moving. Of course, there is one downside to running somewhere this flat. If your time isn't what you hoped for, you can't really blame the course, and unfortunately, that includes me. But would I recommend it to beginners? Absolutely. It's approachable, easy to follow, and doesn't throw any nasty surprises at you. Would I recommend it if you're chasing a personal best? Definitely. Whether today proved that for me is another story. But I completely understand why so many Sydney runners make the trip out here. As always though, a parkrun is more than just the course. The volunteers were fantastic, everyone was welcoming, the event was well organised, and that's ultimately what keeps people coming back every Saturday. Rooty Hill might have a reputation for fast times, but it's the community that gives people a reason to return once the watch has stopped and the kudos are rolling in.
So that is another Sydney Parkrun ticked off the list. Rooty Hill definitely lived up to its reputation as one of the fastest courses in Sydney. That was lightning quick. As always, let me know which parkrun in the comments I should visit next. The first one I haven't been to yet wins, and it's where I set my GPS for next Saturday. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like below. It genuinely helps the channel grow and helps reach more runners around Sydney. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe because we're slowly making our way through every single parkrun in Sydney. There's 35 in total, we're only about a third of the way through, so plenty more parkruns to come. After today's result, I think I should have another shot at a PB and actually do some training for it. I know of another great PB course in Sydney. It starts with R and ends with Hodes. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week at the next parkrun. Have a great week.